I have a case study to share with you today. I was working with an operations manager of a large multinational firm, and she had the unhappy task of firing a lot of people in her department. It wasn't a job she was happy about, and she was very angry about it. And she came to me because she needed some leadership coaching to actually help her approach this task. So, I sat with her and I commiserated with her because, no one likes to do that. And it wasn't even her call. It was the call from the seniors, from the overseas people, really. So we sat together and we workshopped this together. And the solution turned out to be something from within herself. Firing people, as you might know, is no joy. It's not a pleasant task. But when we have to do something like that, how do we do that? We had a conversation, this client and I asked her this question. So, if you had to fire people, if you had to have any kind of difficult conversation actually with someone, would you rather do that when you're connected to yourself? Or would you rather do that disconnected from yourself? And what do these things mean? At first she was like, well, if I disconnect from myself, maybe that is better. I don't have to feel what they're feeling. That opened to an interesting conversation around, well, if you disconnect from yourself, does it actually mean that you feel them less? What if you could actually feel them, have empathy for them, be right there with them, but not actually take on what they're feeling? What if that kind of connection is possible? And she, went, yeah, that sounds great. And I went, doesn't it? It does sound good. So I asked her this follow-up question. So what would it be like if you were to connect with yourself as well as them, and to feel to know what they're feeling without taking it on board, and to feel what you're feeling, because hey, you're human, you're not a robot, and actually have that conversation come from that place. And we actually workshopped it. We actually walked through that like a role play, and she ran through that. And she went, hey, actually that works. If I do that, I have more compassion for them. If I connect with myself first, I connect better with them. I have more compassion with them. And it doesn't feel like I'm pushing them away. It doesn't feel like I'm feeling what they're feeling either. It's like there are really healthy boundaries here. And that's a really healthy connection, even if in a horrible situation where she had to fire someone. So I followed up with her a month later, and she told me that, yeah, she did that. She had to have those conversations. There were about 20 staff that she had to, have that difficult conversation with. And it was okay. It wasn't pleasant, but it was okay. And sometimes that's better than not okay. She got through, she did what she had to do. And she also learned some really interesting skills, interesting insights of how to have difficult conversations with someone whilst still feeling connected. And that's a really important thing. It goes also to the level of connection we have. If you can do that, if we can do that with our team around us, if we can have that level of connection in our work life, where we happen to spend 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, where we happen to spend most of our waking hours, really, if we can have that level of connection at work, how would life be? There's interesting research that suggests that the more connection we have, the more quality connection we experience, the happier we are, the healthier we are, the longer we live, and the better our brain function is. That's a lot. So consider this. How are you having conversations with people at work? How are you having those difficult conversations with people at work? If you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them in the comments field below. Take care.